big auto repair chain.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't keep charging people double what they pay at Budget Brakes.
Budget Brakes. Alignment starting at just $59.99.
Take your car to Budget Brakes.
It is certainly no secret that we live in a beautiful spot on this planet here in the Tennessee Valley, and very often on the show we have guests on who are talking about the ways they are getting involved and would encourage you to get involved to keep it beautiful. Well, that is not the exclusive right of environmental groups or particular churches. Anybody can have a hand in keeping our city and our community beautiful, including Chris Dial, who is with Wanderlinger Brewing Company. He joins us this morning for what I think is a brilliant thought. Pick up some trash, come enjoy a beer on the house. Good to talk to you this morning, Chris.
Yeah, good morning.
I have my middle brother. I called him once down in Savannah on a hot June day, and he answered and he said, "Little sister, I'm glad to talk to you, but I just got through cutting the grass, and if I don't enjoy my after grass cutting beer now, it's not going to taste nearly as good." So you've got folks going out to pick up litter. Y'all all meet. They work really hard, they do a good cause, and then they get to come back to the brewery.
Exactly.
How did the idea come to be, Chris?
So this is something that was started up in Nashville by Wanderlinger Brewing Company, and something that the Tennessee Brewers Guild adopted as a statewide effort to get breweries to participate and try to give back to the community. We in Chattanooga, along with Wanderlinger Brewing Company, hosted the first Pickup for a Pint 2 weeks ago, and we went out into the community and we selected Suck Creek as a location because our name Wanderlinger is about wandering through the woods and lingering about. So we thought the best spot to do a cleanup would be over there at the creek.
Were you surprised at just how much trash you picked up? Tell folks how many bags you collected.
Yeah, and with 18 volunteers in an hour's time, we collected 41 bags of trash, a bike, and a headboard. And it's amazing how much, like on the side of the road as it drops down to the creek, you find areas where trash is just kind of swept off the road and it's all congregated. So, I know myself in particular picked up one whole bag of trash within about a 6-foot area.
Wow. Okay, so you're going to be planning to try to do this monthly, the next one coming up at the end of the month. Can people just show up at the brewery that morning, or do they have to register or anything?
It helps if they go to our Facebook page and click on the link that will take them to a Sign Up Genius. That way we kind of have an idea. It's, if we end up with 100 people, that's a little harder to manage than if we got 20. So we at least want to know how many people we're going to have.
Now, one thing you're doing too, though, this bug has bitten you, so to speak, because at the brewery on a regular basis, y'all have a compost now. So you're taking all of your recyclables and paying it forward, so to speak.
Yes, yeah, we partnered with New Terra Compost, which is a Chattanooga-based company, and we now are able to compost everything in the brewery, including plastic cups, silverware, paper plates. All of it's compostable.
What does that do for your employees, Chris? It's got to make them kind of get excited.
Yeah, they absolutely feel like they're giving back to the community. I mean, it's one thing to sit there and serve beer and talk to people, but when you can link in an environmental aspect to what you're doing and feel good about coming to work every day, who can't go wrong with that?
Okay, talk about serving that beer, because we've seen our understanding and our appreciation of what a good beer is change a lot over the last 5 to 10 years. Y'all are doing something in the month of March with Girl Scout cookies. You can pair beer with a Girl Scout cookie like you could a fine glass of wine.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've partnered in the past with Girl Scouts of Southern Appalachia, and we have a Girl Scout troop that comes in and sells their cookies on site, so we're trying to help them out. At the same time, we take those cookies and we match them up. So we do a flight of beers, so 4 beers, 5-ounce pours, each beer matched up with a cookie. If you don't like something, you can change it, but gives you a chance to enjoy some sweets, some good beer, and help the Girl Scouts out at the same time.
How did you get started with your love of beer?
Well, so the brewery started with my brother being a home brewer for 10 years. I came into it as our business side to what we do. So I love drinking beer and he loves making beer. It was a perfect combination.
Yeah, that was kind of a win-win for y'all, wasn't it? So
absolutely.
Back to your love of the community. We are an artist's town, lots of local musicians around here. You're giving them a platform too. I think even you have something coming up next weekend, don't you, or this weekend?
Yeah, so we do music 6 nights a week, but and next weekend on Friday night, we have the qualifying round for the Tennessee Songwriters Showcase. So we've got 10 musicians that'll be competing for a spot to go to Nashville and compete at the next level. Last year's winner was somebody that qualified at our location, Courtney Holder.
Oh yeah, we know Courtney. She's great. And then in the month of May, you're looking forward to a whole festival too. We can plan our whole spring with you.
Yes, May 13th, 14th, 15th, we're having our second annual Wanderlinger Music and Arts Festival. 3 days of live music. We'll be releasing the headliner this coming weekend, so I'd give you a sneak peek, but I'm doing that on Friday, so got one more day to wait. But last year we had 30 bands over 3 days. We'll have about 25 bands this year over 3 days with an indoor and outdoor stage. Lots of live music, lots of food, lots of art, and activities keep people having fun.
I know you got to run, I do too, but real quickly, a few years back, I remember we would have conversations on the show about the kind of budding brewing scene here in Chattanooga, and comparisons would be made to Asheville because they were also doing the same thing. In terms of people coming and supporting you with your local brewery, it means a lot, doesn't it? Because that just creates tourism dollars as well as local dollars being spent.
Absolutely. Chattanooga is definitely taking off as a craft-centric area for people to come visit. We're up to 11 breweries now with the addition of Cherry Street and Monkey Town moving to the north side, opening an additional location. We believe in the next 2 years we're going to get 5 to 7 more breweries. So there's a lot of great activity that's happening around the brewery world, and it brings people in. People like to go where they can visit 3 to 5 breweries at a time. Especially over where we're at with Hutton and Smith and Odd Story, Heaven and Ale, Five Wits, Chattanooga Brewing, and Naked River, all within miles walk of each other.
Right.
That's definitely a beer-centric area.
Well, you can go and have that, not even a mile walk. Just sign up, go on Facebook, and think about being part of their Pickup for a Pint litter cleanup. The next one coming up on the 26th of February. Do go to their Facebook page, though, if you can, so that they can know how many people to expect. You can always learn more at wanderlinger.com. They're down on King Street. 269-7979 is the phone number. Chris, thank you.
Thank you very much.
At Jack's, everything is made with a dedication to Southern flavor, starting with never frozen, always fresh chicken fingers with fries, and our new cherry fried pie. That's just more to love. Jack's, all about the South.
If you're disabled, don't go through the Social Security disability process alone. Whatever your disability, we can help you.
The attorneys at Warren & Griffin have over 600 five-star reviews, more than any other law firm in Chattanooga.
Call right now. We will help with your application,
Paperwork, communications with Social Security, and appeals and hearings. Let us handle your stress.
I'm C-Mark.
I'm John Mark.
We don't get paid unless you get paid.
Ask about our zero attorney fee guarantee.
Call us at 265-HURT.
We are your local law firm.
Don't get stuck with internet and TV that costs more and does less. Set yourself free with Spectrum and get it all from one provider. Get Spectrum Internet with enough speed for all your devices all at once with speeds of 200 megabits.
Whoa, that's fast.
Plus, get a free modem and free desktop security to keep you safe online. Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month. Call 833-605-4999. And don't get stuck with the same old TV. Multiply your screens. Spectrum TV with a free Spectrum TV app lets you watch here, there, and everywhere. Stream live TV, sports, news, and more on any device. Plus, access up to 85,000 on-demand titles. Get Spectrum TV from $49.99 a month. Call 833-605-4999. Don't get stuck paying more for less. Pick and choose the services you need. Spectrum Internet or TV, or get them both for $49.99 a month each. All with no contracts. Call 833-605-4999.
Well, the customer service is awesome. I mean, he calls to check on me. You get free ring cleanings, jewelry cleanings, check every 3 months, and he's just like I said, become a good friend.
Count on Local 3 News for School Patrol, taking you inside local schools so you see what's happening for yourself. From reading and writing and the first day of kindergarten to getting your student ready for high school graduation, college, or career. Reporting on the promise and the challenges in local classrooms. There's nothing more important than the education of our local children.
I'm David Carroll, and School Patrol is part of what makes Local 3 News coverage you can count on.
Okay, everywhere we go the next couple of weeks, things are going to be getting us ready for Valentine's Day. And while it's always wonderful to have a box of chocolates or some roses, maybe even a piece of jewelry, it's even better when the love that you share can last every single day of the year. So Janine Cloyd at the Humane Educational Society, very excited to say, why not adopt a pet for Valentine's Day? Good to see you this morning.
Oh, good to see you too, Julie. Thanks for having me.
I'm thrilled to have you. My older daughter, who you know, Emily, got a cat from y'all on Valentine's Day about 2 or 3 years ago now, and it's always a special thing because that was her love for her cat that brings her joy all of the time. So this that you're doing on Valentine's Saturday, the 12th, is it's called Flea Harmony, a takeoff on eHarmony. I'll let you explain.
Right. It's called Flea Harmony, and it's a blind date adoption event. So basically, people come in and they're going to fill out a dating profile, and the animals have a dating profile, and we're going to have our matchmakers match them up, and our animals' identities are going to be sort of hidden. So we won't have breeds or pictures, things like that. So we really are going to try and match folks up with a personality that they're looking for. And it should be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to it. And we'll be open longer hours. We'll be open 12 to 6. And all the adoptions for these animals will be free. So there's no adoption fee. Yeah, and these are animals that have been with the shelter for 30 days or longer.
So can we talk a little bit about the fact that when they're filling out this personality profile, there really is a pet out there for everybody. I don't think he'll mind. He's in the studio with me. If I mention, can I mention your dog, Trey? Okay, we work with a fella here named Trey who just adopted a dog from you. So he was proudly showing off this dog's picture, and it broke my heart because the dog has some kind of a skin condition where it has to put on this little kind of protective suit to go out into the sunlight. But Trey's family wants to give that love to that dog. How great is that?
Yes. Oh my gosh, that dog is the sweetest girl. Everyone at the shelter was in love with her, and just a wonderful dog. But yeah, she just has a little bit of an issue that someone has to be okay with when they adopt.
So there is someone, a pet for every person. So since they're going to be filling this form out day of, do they need to be thinking before they get there then, Janine, about what it is they're really looking for? And if the first pet you bring out doesn't quite match, can they try a second time?
Yes. So what we'll do is we will probably get several animals that might work with them. So it's not just a one-shot deal.
Okay.
And yes, and you really should be thinking about who you're going to adopt and what kind of animal you want in your home before you ever get to the shelter, because some people are couch potatoes, some people are going to be runners, and they want a companion that wants to go out and run with them every day. And not every dog wants to do that, and not every dog can deal with just being a couch potato 24/7 either. So,
Well, talk
and the same with cats too.
Talk about your dog that you're holding next to you this morning.
This is Moku, and the reason he's our education dog. So he has a job, and he is my 24/7 Valentine. But I'm using him today because, like I said, we're hiding the identities of the animals that will be available for the adoption event.
Okay, is it dogs specifically, or are cats part of the deal too?
Yes, no, cats are part of it too. And I'm so sorry, I'm talking mostly about dogs, but yes, cats. And you know, it's the same thing. Some cats are kind of fun and really, really playful, and other cats are, kind of mellow, and they just really want a warm lap to lay on. So they have different personalities as well.
I know you'll have to be careful about getting overwhelmed with pets being brought into you, but I hear it all the time when I'll mention your name, and people will say, oh, I'm afraid to take a dog or a cat that's wandering my neighborhood there because I don't want them to be mistreated or whatever. You've got this beautiful new facility, Janine. Y'all love the pets, and you find a home for everybody.
We do. And we have the most amazing volunteer team and shelter workers too. And their goal, I just can't even believe the volunteers. They come in day after day. Those are like their pets. And, they walk them. We have daily enrichment, both in their kennels and outside their kennels. And these animals are getting a lot of love before they find their forever homes. And so people should not be afraid of our shelter.
Right. They're also being prepared to go into those homes, because what the volunteers are doing is loving them, maybe helping them correct a not so good habit, so that when families come in.
Training.
All
kinds of things.
And they're also, I know you're having to probably run, but they're also, they're vetted, pardon the pun, but they're healthy when you adopt them, and you know that.
Right. Every animal is spay or neutered. They're microchipped. They get all their vaccinations, age-appropriate vaccinations, rabies shot, flea and tick preventatives. Dogs have heartworm preventatives. Cats are feline AIDS and leukemia tested. It's everything. The adoption part is the least expensive part of getting an animal. And you get everything done for them. When you walk out the door, you are set.
Well,
for a year.
Right, for a year. They enrich your life every day, though, those pets do. So I think it is such a clever idea. Flea Harmony, do people need to sign up ahead of time, or they can just come in and fill out the personality profile?
They can just come in on the day of the event. Yes, absolutely. Typically, we want people to fill out applications prior to adoptions, but for this event, we're doing it a little different.
Okay, so again, you heard her say the adoptions are free that day, so mark your calendar. Saturday, February 12th from noon until 6. You can have a chance to see their beautiful facility now over at the Humane Society. You can go to heschat.org to learn more, and who knows what happy pet you will come home with to be cuddling next to you. Thank you, Janine.
Oh, thanks, Julie. Have a great day.
We grew up here, raised our families here.
And that means we know every corner of the Tennessee Valley.
We know what the weather can do.
And we make sure you know too.
What you can expect in your neighborhood.
Our commitment to you for an accurate local forecast.
American Car Center's biggest tax event ever is happening right now. For a limited time only, bring in your tax return and you could drive home for as little as $1 down. At American Car Center, we approve you fast and easy. We have thousands of quality, low-mileage vehicles, and you're covered with our limited powertrain warranty, plus oil changes up to 3 years. And you don't have to wait for your refund, because for a limited time, you only need $1 down. It's American Car Center's tax event, and it's happening right now.
At Wedemark Keith, we have seen just about every on-the-job injury that you can imagine. Injuries that occurred in textile mills, factories, construction job sites, gas explosions, railroad incidents, oil rig accidents. You name it, we have likely seen it. On-the-job injuries in an industrial setting can be devastating and can leave you wondering, what will I do in the future? At Wedemark Keith, we have the answers. Please give us a call today.
Call Wedemark Keith, the name you know and trust.
Come shop Linderman's Furniture, newly stocked catnapper sofas, power lift recliners, and a wide selection of rocking recliners. Weekly shipments of Ashley Farmhouse collections and sectionals. Buy directly off the floor. Back hurting and can't sleep? Our Sealy bedding, including gel memory foam and pull-to-touch hybrids, will provide the rest you need. We offer free delivery and haul-off of your old furniture. Family-owned and locally known since 1988. Linderman's Furniture, North Georgia's best-kept secret.
The final season of Love is coming to Chattanooga. Local 3 wants you to see Rent on its 25th anniversary farewell tour at the Memorial Auditorium. You could win a pair of tickets. Enter every day on Local 3's Facebook page.
Coverage you can count on. Local 3 News.
It happens to be that today is National Backwards Day, so besides the fun of walking in and out of the house backwards and that kind of thing, we thought it'd be a good time also to focus on our brains and what it might do sometimes if your brain is working backwards for a while. The person to talk to about that is none other than Michelle Hecker-Davis, who has Learning RX over in East Brainerd. Good to see you this morning.
Hello, good morning.
So not surprising to me, you're going to tell me that it makes a lot of sense and can be very helpful for your brain to be challenged sometimes with some backwards things.
Absolutely. Humans are so cool, which means that we really make patterns and do things purposefully in a routine. And what we know about the brain is that actually changing that routine can foster what's called neuroplasticity, which means the brain can change and rewire. So when you really think about applying that to something even as simple as, making a happiness pattern, when you want to run away from something, do the opposite, face it. And there's a lot of research that shows that that can actually cause growth and improvement in the way that your brain is working.
Okay, so the basic thing I would think of on a day like this for the opposite would be if I'm right-handed, try writing with my left hand, which is no easy task. It can be beneficial though, you say.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one that I love is brushing your teeth with the opposite hand, because that's something you do every day. If you're right-handed or if you're left-handed, try with the opposite. And it's an extra challenge. Writing absolutely is another thing we commonly do with one hand over the other. So if you try to and just do the opposite of that, you're actually going to be training your brain and making a new connection.
Does it work differently for different people, but is part of the idea that by keeping your brain elasticized, does that keep us from getting into a rut or only seeing the world in one way? Does it make us more open-minded?
Yes, and something that's really interesting in the world I work in, which is cognitive skills. So those are skills like memory and attention and processing speed. And we have a natural decline that our brain goes in. So you start to notice when you cross over probably the 50, 60 threshold, and that's not the same for everyone, because how deep into patterns are you, or how much do you do something new? If you're learning a language or learning an instrument or doing things new, you're going to be actually elongating the time of that decline for those cognitive skills. And, I hear all the time, oh, well, I love to do Sudoku, so I do Sudoku every day. And that's great, but if you do it every day, that's your pattern. So you need to actually break the pattern and do a different kind of puzzle. Or the same thing with crosswords. If you've done a crossword every day, you want to do something different to actually create change.
Interesting. And does that mean, real quickly, if you do things in the same order every day, that would be a problem with me, maybe switch it up a bit, otherwise I get kind of OCD about things?
Yes, and another one I love is following in GPS or directions. When you think about you take the same way to get somewhere every time, and I see more people who have been driving that place for years, but they're going to turn on their GPS, and so I encourage people to not rely on that GPS as much and use your visual processing and use your memory to try to get somewhere or navigate through a different direction based on the north, south, east, west. Where are we and how can we get there? And that's another way to challenge yourself that you do on a daily basis. Is really it's about breaking patterns.
Okay.
Growth.
What about on an academic side of things, dyslexia? We think about that as being people seeing things flipped. Is that the correct interpretation, or do we have that wrong?
It's a very common misconception that dyslexia is all about reversing or seeing something backwards. And where you do commonly have reversals with dyslexia, actually 80% of those folks with dyslexia have an issue with phonemic awareness, which has to do with how our brain is processing or analyzing sounds. So blending sounds together or breaking sounds apart, that's what our brain is doing. So you might see the letter C and say, and the letter A and say ah, and the letter T and say t, and then what is that together? Tack, which is the complete opposite. So it's more when you're blending those sounds together rather than how you're actually seeing it. It's really fascinating.
Okay, so at Learning RX, before I let you go, for anybody thinking, you know what, she's going to be the one who can help not only your child, you work with adults too, don't you?
Absolutely, and we have more adults right now with dyslexia than we ever have before, because it's something that typically, you find compensations for, you find ways to work around. But if you're regularly not able to pronounce new words, if you have difficulty with similarities or differences in words like no and on, or sound discrimination, or especially low reading comprehension. I speak to so many adults with dyslexia who just hate reading and avoid it, but when they do read, they have to read it over and over and over, and that's something that you can actually rewire in your brain. It's a big part of what
I only have a minute left, but when people come to see you, are your consultations at no charge?
Yes, so we do free consultations just to discuss and determine what ideas there might be for you. But we also can provide testing to really measure your key cognitive areas and understand where your strengths and weaknesses are. And with those, we individually look at every client we work with. So we don't have, a sort of one size fits all scenario. We really target, your particular areas.
I think it is a fascinating conversation. How many people might go home and have breakfast for supper? That's an opposite.
Love it. Great idea.
Or just have fun walking around backwards in the house with their kids. I'll try the brushing my teeth thing tonight, Michelle. That's a pretty good one too.
That's a good one.
All right. Thanks so much as always.
Thank you, Julie.
You can find her and the entire team at Learning RX right there on Hamilton Place Boulevard. They're in the same complex where Marshall's and Bed Bath & Beyond is. 305-1599 is their phone number. Online, it's learningrx.com.
When I was diagnosed with cancer, every minute counted. But one call was all it took to get in right away and start treatment within a week.
One call is all it took for me to get a team of doctors all in one location to help me with my cancer diagnosis.
My doctors used genomic testing to identify a targeted therapy to treat my cancer. One call was all it took to get the care I needed.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Call now.
Jack's Big Bologna Breakfast Sandwich is back. There's just more to love with 2 perfectly fried slices of bologna topped with eggs, cheese, and Texas toast for just $3.49. Breakfast made the Southern way. Jack's, all about the South.
Huck and Peck for the design, Huck and Peck for the trends. Huck and Peck is Chattanooga's friendliest furniture store.
People ask us all the time, are those commercials really true?
Yes, they are. And we really have recovered millions of dollars for our clients. And you know what else is true? We really are on top of these trucks.
Jay and Brent are on top of it.
Chef Lynn Buffet in East Ridge has fully reopened the buffet. Enjoy a large array of delectable dishes like seafood, fresh sushi, and grilled-to-order hibachi. Chef Lynn, the perfect place to visit with family and friends for a delicious lunch, brunch, or dinner. The past few months have not been easy for anyone, but Chef Lynn is so thankful for your support over the past 20 years, even during hard times. Visit us here in East Ridge to continue celebrating all your favorite Chinese dishes. Go see the chef, Chef Lynn.
Valentine's Day right around the corner. If you are looking for a fun date night, something to treat your special someone, you don't have to wait until Valentine's Day proper to have a special time together. David Tahari joins us this morning. He's with Covenant College, and they are presenting 2 fantastic musical events they would love to see you come and enjoy. The first one kicking off in early February, and then again with the Magic Flute at the end of the month. Good to see you this morning, David.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Great to be back.
So the music program there at Covenant is really second to none. I mean, y'all have done a great job over the years of building that up. Are these events going to be locally produced, or are you bringing in some outside talent?
So it's a little bit of both, actually. The pianist on the 10th February is coming to us from New York. A really wonderful young pianist by the name of Drew Peterson, and his program is really engaging and spectacular and pretty romantic too. Lots of Chopin, which people love. Gets them really moody one way or another. But then the Magic Flute is a little bit of a hodgepodge too. We are bringing in a professional opera director who has worked at the San Francisco Opera and the Houston Grand Opera, and she's working with our students to direct them in a brand new English version of the Magic Flute. So really wonderful, familiar music. The Queen of the Nights arias being probably some of the most popular or most well-known operatic arias in the repertoire. And we've changed the story slightly. It's still the story everybody knows and loves, but we're really focusing it on Pamina and Tamino's story. So these are the two central figures and characters, and we're looking at their relationship and how they get together, how life tries to keep them apart, and ultimately how love can win the day.
Talk to me a little bit about what it means to present these. I'm going to go back to the pianist, Drew Peterson, coming on February 10th, because for the music lovers out there, it's a logical fit to think that, of course, they're going to want to go and support this. For people who might just know how to play chopsticks on the piano, to go and actually hear someone of this caliber perform, it leaves you rather speechless. You might not know you're a fan of classical music, and you're going to go home looking up a Chopin nocturne before you know it.
Right, and I think that's one of the amazing things about listening to masters. I kind of liken it to sports. Not everybody loves and appreciates or understands what makes basketball so engaging and amazing. But when you see a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant or people who are at the top of their game doing their craft, it's really amazing. It's one of those eye-opening experiences to just watch them work. And even if you don't understand everything about what you're experiencing, you can still be a part of magic and of things that you kind of can't explain. And music is one of those really wonderful opportunities to do that, because you're just like at a sports event, you're doing it with a group of people. Right. There's kind of an electricity in the room that everybody is experiencing and trying to understand the wonderful thing that's going on in front of them. And it's really unique. And I think to get to do that live, now that we're back to live concerts, it's almost like an oasis in a desert. There's just something that's been extra special about it this year.
So we have 2 minutes left. On the Magic Flute side of things, what language are you performing it in?
So it's in English.
Okay.
Nobody needs to be afraid that they won't know what's going on. It's in English, and we'll have the words projected above the actors and actresses too. So it's something that you don't need to worry about a language barrier or thinking that you're going to not be able to understand. And the new translation that we have commissioned really updates some of the language and a lot of the action and makes it a lot funnier too. So there are some it's not only a heartwarming, endearing piece, it's really entertaining. And the characters that are in it, they're going to look fabulous. The costuming is amazing. And we have a brand new light system in our performance space that we'll get to kind of push to its limits. Nice. And it'll be a really fun treat. So
tickets are on sale now by going to your website?
Yes, so you can get tickets for Drew Peterson at covenant.edu/JHPAS. And so John Hamm Performing Arts Series. And then the theater department has the tickets for the Magic Flute, and that's covenant.edu/theater. But it's THEATRE.
All right. Break a leg on both. I hope that's okay to say to you. And
yes, definitely.
Congratulations on bringing in the talent and putting on what I know will be 2 fantastic events for us here in the area. David, thanks as always.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Coverage you can count on. Local 3 News. Telling your stories from your communities.
For 4 days only at Ashley's President's Day preview sale. Buy one, get one half off, plus get 0% interest for 12 months. Or get 0% interest for 5 years with 3 months payment assistance. Friday through Monday only at Ashley.
The way I get around nowadays is unique. Ever since my car insurance rate increased, I needed to find cheaper ways to get from point A to point B. Goes that one. Thanks. But now that I found affordable insurance, I'm back in the driver's seat.
With a down payment as low as $35, Direct Auto lets you stop compromising and keep driving.
Woo! Papa John's just took their fresh, never frozen dough and hand stretched it into thin, oversized New York-style slices. I mean, look at that crust! That is the perfect crust thickness no matter how you eat it. So you can fold it, or not. But I ain't gonna lie though, I fold it. Get a New York-style pizza from Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Friday through Monday only at Ashley's President's Day preview sale. Buy one, get one half off. Buy this upholstered sofa, get the matching love seat half off. Or get 0% interest for 5 years. 4 days only at Ashley.
Celebrity you want to give a haircut to?
Just because I'm dying to meet them.
Queer Eye's Jonathan Van Ness plus Rachel's Pasta, please.
Please, I'm begging you, make this one.
Next, Rachel.
Weekdays at 2 on Local 3.
Thanks so much for watching. Tomorrow on the show, we're going to get you ready for Valentine's Day with the Choo Choo Chorus. They have their Singing Valentine's back better than ever before. Local 3 News at noon is next. Be careful all that rain out there. We'll see you tomorrow.
Today I'm joined by Kirsten Page from West Shore Home to see how West Shore is making window and door replacements more affordable than ever.
We have an update on the 2-day-old baby who is at the center of an Amber Alert out of Memphis, Tennessee. Plus, an overnight raid in Syria has led to the death of the leader of ISIS. And nearly 300 of our Tennessee National Guard troops